Hey guys, welcome to the channel. 3 reasons most black people do not become wealthy. Let's have the conversation. Let's have the conversation that's the elephant in the room. What is holding a lot of black people back from becoming wealthy? Now, on this video, I'm not talking about all black people. There's millions and millions of wealthy black people. And there are a ton of black people that have tons of wealth. So this is not for everyone. It's not about every black person, right? We're just talking about people that have black people that have a certain poverty way of thinking, a poverty way, a mindset that is a mindset of lack and a mindset of, we don't have, we can't have, we're being held back. What are some reasons that most black people do not become wealthy? Let's have the conversation. Number one is this. If you're balling all the time and flossing all the time and having to look extra good and look like you have money all the time, the key is not to look like you have money, but to actually have the money, right? Not to look like you're flossing and balling, but to be flossing and balling, right? The key is not to have the best, nicest clothes, the most expensive name brand Fendi and red bottom shoes and the nicest car and all that. That's all good. It's all dandy. It looks good and but that's not the purpose. That's not the point. Those things don't mean anything. That stuff doesn't matter. You don't have to have all of this and all of that. You don't have to have the biggest this or the biggest that or the flashiest this or the most colorful this or the biggest rims, right? Stop having the best of everything until you first, black people, have your money together. Even if you got to have on some jeans from Walmart, it doesn't matter. Have your stuff together in the background. Right? Not that it's out in front of everybody for everybody to see, but have your stuff together in the background. Don't just look like you're flossing. I don't care about what type of Gucci and all that type of stuff you had. That stuff doesn't matter. You don't have to be sitting on the beach and expensive vacations, and stop with the materialism. The materialism is problematic and it's a poor way of thinking. It's a poverty mindset when the only thing you're worried about is how you look to other people. Right? Be regular. It's okay to be regular, right? Be focused on the things that really, really make the biggest difference wealth-wise. It's not the material things that you have, right? That's number one. Stop trying to floss. You don't have to floss and have the most expensive stuff all the time. Stop that. We don't care. We have to think about that. We have to stop doing this. It's hurting the bottom line, because the more money that you're spending looking good, the less money you have to actually be good in terms of being taken care of in the background with your money, right? It's just all that stuff is not necessary. Number two, some black people, let's make sure we preface that. Not all, some don't look at the long term, far out when it comes to money. We can't see down the road and past right now. So some black people that have this poverty mindset, they have a short-term way of thinking. We forget easily, right? We don't remember. We forget very easily, and we don't look far out to the past. We're focused more on, the concert Friday night, the club Saturday night, the party coming up, the event coming up, right? We need to be able to look further than that if we want to be wealthier, if we want to have wealth. One thing about people with a poverty mentality is they don't look in the past very much, and they don't look in the future very much. You cannot only care about today if you want to have wealth. But people that have this poverty mindset, it's all about right now, at this time. This is what I need right now. I need self-care right now. I got to take care of this right now. And what happened in the past don't concern them. History becomes something that a lot of people with this type of mentality don't care about. And the future is something they just don't care about. It's about right now. You can't have that mentality and build wealth, because you have to build wealth, and building wealth requires that you be able to see out in the future, have a vision of what you're about to build. And you can't build anything if you can't see anything out in the future. You can't listen, when they go and build a building, people just don't build buildings. The building is done on paper in what was called plans and blueprints before it's ever built. The same thing with your wealth. Build it in your mind. Have a vision. See where you want to be 10, 15, 20 years from now. And then you can work to get there. just like a building. They construct and build a building. They got to plan it first and then start putting the bricks and the mortar, all that good stuff. You listen, a lot of people with this type of mentality, they think about getting rich quick, right? And right now, not the get rich slow. They say things like, I ain't trying to wait 20 years. I'm not trying to go ahead and wait 30 years to make some money or 50. I ain't got 10 years to think about this. What if you don't make it in 10 years? What if you're not around in 5 years and you can't, you got to have fun now. That's the now mentality. People that think like this just do not understand that you cannot get rich quick for 99.9999% of us. You can't win the lottery. You cannot hop on every get rich quick scheme to get rich right now. It's why we get duped and confused and lost and taken and swindled, right? And hoodwinked, right? We get bamboozled so easily because we're just worried about right now. Wealth takes time. It's not a microwave thing. It takes failure. It takes some falling down and getting back up. It takes some mistakes. It takes some competing and getting out there and fighting. It takes some struggle. It takes not just struggle, I ain't got no money struggle, but struggle where you got to actively get involved with the fight to make things better for now, for your future. You got to be thinking about your future now, today. It's a process. Wealth is a process. It takes time. It's not quick. Number 3, we will not get educated. Some of us will not educate ourselves about money. We refuse to learn about money. We just won't do it. You have to learn about money. You have to get educated. You have to pay the fees to get into the conference. You have to go to the webinar. Right? You got to go purchase the books. You got to watch the YouTube channels and listen and write things down. Take notes. Get a pen and paper. Start taking notes over what you hear. Right? And have a notebook. Go and before you go to bed every night, go through your notebook. See what you wrote down. Put it in your head. Gather the information. Take the notes. Write stuff down and go back and look at it. Write down the budget. Write down your net worth, where you are now and where you want to be in 5 years. Get your highlighter out. Get that book off Amazon. And, listen, if you got money, if you go to a club, a club this weekend, you're going to spend $50 and $75, $20, $25, $30 to get in the club and $50 on drinks. That's $60, $70, $80. You can buy 3 or 4 books that'll change your life with just that. You got to educate yourself. No one is coming to teach Black people what to do with money. Nobody is doing that. They might try to take your money or bamboozle you out of your money because they know your mindset. There's no mule and there's no 40 acres waiting for us. We got to make our own mule and our own 40 acres. And if it does come, what are you going to do with it? If you don't have no vision for the future and you haven't been educating yourself and all you're worried about is the bling bling, then even if you did have reparations or 40 acres and a mule coming, even if you had that stuff, what would you do? Would you be right back in the same situation in 3 years from now or 5 years or 10 years because you didn't have some of the other things done in terms of the education, right? Or in terms of the vision, the plan? So nobody is coming through the door to help Black people. Nobody's knocking on that door and giving us anything in this world. We got to go out and compete. Got to go out and take it. We got to go out and work on ourselves to get us to the point where we can go through the process of what it takes to build wealth. Be willing to take the 5 years, the 8 years, the 10 years, the 20 years, the 30 years to build wealth for ourselves. That's what we got to do. We got to do this thing on our own. And if you talk to any Black millionaire, and there's tons of Black millionaires in America, they're just not flossing, so you don't see them. Okay, they're not on IG flaunting their wealth, so you may not see them. So you got to realize they're out there. People that look like you have been where you are and are now at a different place. Get to know them. To have a conversation. They're going to tell you the same exact thing that I'm trying to explain to you. What it takes to become wealthy in America is not what you see on IG. It's not what you see the gurus talking about, the get rich quick stuff. That stuff don't work. That's the 3 things, the 3 reasons most Black people do not become wealthy. Again, this ain't everybody, but this is that mentality, that poverty way of thinking. that stuck in that poverty mindset, that mindset of lack, as opposed to a mindset of abundance. You got to change your mind, but you got to stop flossing. You got to start looking long term. Stop trying to get rich quick. And you got to start educating yourselves about money. Hey, if you got anything at all out of this video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not a subscriber, and drop me a comment below. I want to know what you think. What are some other reasons why black people in America, some black people, do not become wealthy? Hey, the best person that's going to take care of the old you is the young you. Do me a favor. Take care of yourself. And please, whatever you do, take care of other people. Until the next video, I'm out. Peace.